Okay, this episode is about baking out in the boondocks. Okay, I wound up getting the smallest toaster oven I could get at Walmart. This is by Mainstays, and it's a 1,000 watt toaster oven, what they call a 4-slice toaster oven. And I did an episode yesterday about cooking pizza out in the boondocks, just using a 95-cent cheap tin, baking pan. And you can bake, and I show you in the one called Cooking Pizza. Okay, but basically, even though this is only 1,000 watts, I have a 3,000 watt inverter called the Vertimax, and Windy Nation puts it out, and it has a 6,000 watt peak, and it wouldn't run this toaster oven. It would trip the 3,000 watt inverter, and that's a pure sine wave inverter. And I show the inverter in the cooking episode about making pizza. Anyway, what I'm running this on now, it's right on my stove top. I just put it right on the stove here. And there's a little kitchenette. I'm in a travel trailer, and I made this tile countertop, and I'm just using a 1-burner stove now. I have a three burner stove originally, 2 other burners, but I had no countertop. So anyway, I got hot and cold water, because I got a hot water heater, and I've got a water pump. Very nice travel trailers. Just have a lot of conveniences. And there wasn't any 120 volt AC outlets to run things like this, can openers and different things you might have. So what I did, of all things, it's kind of strange. Up here, the cabinets up here, they had an AC outlet, 120 volt AC outlet, inside this cabinet, which is kind of weird. So I ran an extension cord across and down here, and hooked up a junction box, electrical junction box, because you only have 1-inch thick walls, so you can't reset these back in. So you only have 1 inch behind here, and it's filled with styrofoam. You just can't get an electrical junction box back in, and you can't run wiring behind there either because it's all filled with styrofoam. So anyway, this is what I did. That's where my 120 volt AC outlet is energized out in the boondocks when I'm running my gas generator. Okay. So, okay, this is pretty nice. It's got a temperature mode, and it will go from you can set it for 150 up to 450 degrees, and then it has a toasting mode, so you can do toast in there. It has a bake mode, which would be what I'm on right now, which is the lower. Okay, see, it just turned off, so now my pizza should be done. I got pizza in there. Okay, it's also got a broil mode, so you can run that grate there on the higher up here, and there's another heating element up there that will turn on in the broil mode. Bake mode, it's the lower burner, or heating element, I should say. And the toast mode, both the lower and the upper heating element will turn on when you want to toast. When you want to toast your bread or whatever. Okay. You got a timer which goes up to 30 minutes. Now, if you had to bake a potato for, say, 60 minutes, you put it on stay on mode. And then you got to just have your own timer, basically, to let you know after 60 minutes, 60, 70 minutes, if you're baking potatoes or, other things that take longer than 30 minutes. So, the remarkable thing is, this costs $19. I can't believe it, that they can make something like this for 19 bucks, but it works. It works good. You got to be super careful with these, though. All your surfaces, top, bottom, sides, the back. You got to make sure your electrical cord is not, touching back there, or you'll have a bad short circuit. It'll melt that insulation and have a short. So be careful when you're using these toaster ovens. Everything is super hot. You got to make sure you're putting it on the proper surface. I put it on my stove, so it's on the grill above the stove. Okay, you cannot touch anything. The only stuff you can touch are the two knobs, the four little feet. They don't get hot, on the four corners, and the handle up here. Okay. You can touch that. That's about it. But let me take this pizza out and see how it looks. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely done. It looks good. Oh yeah. Yep. Actually, I left it in too long. Well, you have to test with the timer and everything. But anyway, yeah, that cooked up real nice. Didn't burn on the bottom, but it's a little overcooked. I should have taken it out about 5 minutes earlier. But, and you got a tray in here, this tray here, and underneath that you have like if anything runs over. Let me see if I can show you that with the mitt here. Okay, if you want to do broiling, it has the broil setting. You're going to be putting this up on the top rack, and then that heating element up there, you can broil stuff. And then down here, it's like a catch tray if anything overflows or whatever. So it's got an awful lot to offer, and it's nice and small because I got a small travel trailer. But like I say, it's strange that 3,000 watt Vertimax by Windy Nation won't run a 1,000 watt toaster oven, but my 1,600 watt Predator, which I'm running right now outside, will run this. Ran it no problem at all. Okay, it's a 1,600 watts. So anyways, those are things you got to keep in mind. While I'm running it off this Predator, you get it at Harbor Freight. That's 2,000 watt peak, but it's normally 1,600 watts. Very quiet, quieter than the Honda, and it's about half the price of a Honda. It only weighs about 40 pounds. It's super light. I'm picking it up right now. 40 pounds, nice and portable. I love that Predator. On sale, you can get them for around 450 bucks. So anyway, thought you'd like to see that update. I did show in the other episode how to make baked pizza over just a gas stove with the 95-cent baking pan. You can do it. You don't need a gas generator and a toaster oven and all that kind of stuff. You can bake over a stove. You just got to cover it properly and put a grate inside so the pizza isn't right on the bottom of the pan, because the stove is going to heat the bottom of that pan up super hot, and it'll just burn the bottom and it won't cook enough before it's burnt. So if you're interested in the cheap method of cooking, baking, basically, take a look at the pizza episode. Okay, Like I say, I got this last year at Walmart for $19.88. Unbelievable. This is Eagle Eric out in the deserts of Southern California, signing off.